The National Foundation of Patriotism is an experience. We share the history and future of patriotism in America with the rest of the world.
This foundation is an example of what you can do to give back.
And I think as patriots of America, we should honor the cherished ideas of democracy: trust, respect, optimism, and intentionality.
I think patriotism, like anything else, is taught by example. And I grew up in a family where my mother hung the flag out every day. We learned all the songs and the pledges and everything as I was growing up. And she taught it to her students, and I taught it to my students.
Why would I create a foundation focusing on patriotism? Many people have a sense of it's a very nebulous word. No, I'm asking you a question. Are we done building America? And I have never found a person that can even define how close we are. And then I simply ask the following question: you think you're doing enough?
The programs that we run through the National Foundation of Patriotism, the Stars and Stripes program, for instance, we reach out to preschool children and get them excited about knowing and saying the Pledge of Allegiance. It's important for kids to understand the meaning behind those words.
I like to tell children that me and people like me are going to give them the greatest gift we can give them. We're going to give them the United States of America, and we're going to give it to them as a free nation. And all we ask of them is they turn it over to their children and grandchildren as a free nation and maybe correct the mistakes we've made.
Another wonderful program we have, Simple as a Seed. By promoting character development through this simple program, you're actually taking something as small as a tiny grain, just a seed, you plant it and you watch it grow. And it's important that people understand character is something that grows, it develops, and everybody has a character. The question is, what is it, how are you using it, and is it the best character that you can present to America?
When I retired from United Parcel Service, I had already made plans to create the National Museum of Patriotism, and without hesitation knew that the Medal of Honor recipients, or the Medal of Honor itself, would be recognized in that museum.
Patriotism for me took on a specific meaning, I think, recently when I realized that my 6-year-old is growing up with people that believe heroes are folks that may throw a ball, or in acting careers, or singing and dancing. And I realized that the heroes that I wanted him to be able to be more aware of were the ones that were present at the Medal of Honor luncheon. The day that we were going to meet some of the Medal of Honor recipients, he ran in and said, "Today's the day we're going to meet your heroes, Daddy." And it was just an incredible feeling to be able to do that.
What they have in living their life is a lesson, in my mind. It doesn't matter about money, it doesn't matter about fame, it doesn't even matter about recognition. If you know that you've willing to sacrifice your life for somebody else, for the guy next to you, and for the country you live in, you see the confidence and the security in a person, the way they carry themselves.
The Medal of Honor is so important to this organization because it's important to America. I'm honored to be with these Medal of Honor recipients. I'm honored to tell their story. This is how we got here. This is how we stay here. This week alone, they spoke to over 4,000 people, sent 8 guys out, reached 4,000 students.
I went to local school, Catholic school, and visited with the 7th graders. And I was really impressed with the attitude, the attentiveness, the questions that was asked. They really impressed me.
I feel an obligation to do it on behalf of students in school. I try to encourage them to participate a lot more. You know, this is our country. If I can motivate young people, then by golly, I feel that I would have done a good job.
We honor their wives. Those ladies of honor just have my heart. Families across America understand that the wives of our veterans do a very hard job here at home. And so we honor those wives. So we start with a kickoff luncheon for the ladies of honor. We move into that evening, we have a VIP reception. It's usually a cowboy-themed barbecue. And then we move right on into the Medal of Honor luncheon. We give a Patriotism Award to a citizen that exemplifies some of the traits that we find in our Medal of Honor recipients.
Ron Terwilliger was the chairman of the largest residential building company in America. He chose to donate $100 million of his own personal funds to Habitat for Humanity. I define these kind of people as America's columns. What's holding America up? It's the uniqueness of men like Ron Terwilliger, who have the courage to do that. They are the columns and the pillars that hold up America.
You know, I think, unfortunately, patriotism is a little hit or miss in this country. I believe a lot of people don't realize how fortunate they are to live in a free democracy. Less than half of our citizens vote. Something like the National Foundation of Patriotism and calling attention to being a patriot is a really important thing. And I hope that this will expand and get broader awareness.
The definition of patriotism that I find is love or devotion to country.
We have a simple membership program. It's awesome. You can enter other museums mostly free of charge, sometimes at a discount, through our National Reciprocal Program. It's worth the price of admission time and time again. Several other opportunities. You get first right of refusal on these great events that we have. You get opportunities to join us when we have forums and things like that.
The work that they've done is so important, and I think the country needs Nick Snyders and people who think like Nick Snyder, who want to make it better for everybody. And I hope the whole world will join him and us in the work we do to try to increase the love and appreciation for our country and the support of all of our citizens.
We're about motivating, inspiring, and getting people to understand it's not somebody else's job, it's yours.
National Foundation of Patriotism is a catalyst for everything that's good and right about America. We need all these organizations to join us. We need particularly individuals to get their own batteries recharged with this organization.
I feel like I am making some kind of a contribution to keeping alive the sacrifices that others made. I don't do it for me, but we must keep alive our faith in our country and our love of our country, and I think this makes some kind of a contribution to that.